Okay, so I want to start off this presentation by asking a question. How many of you pay stuff online when you visit these online retailers? So can you show of hands? Okay. So if most of you purchase stuff online, you would probably have used this payment method to purchase goods online, and as you can tell, there many people increasingly spend time and money online and go to online to pay money and send money to people across the board, and today I want to talk to you about a digital currency that has all the features of these credit cards and gift cards do and more. So that digital currency is Bitcoin. So today I want to go over what is Bitcoin, what makes Bitcoin innovative, and why is Bitcoin used by only the few people. Okay, so Bitcoin came out in 2009 by an anonymous user or a person who created it called Satoshi Nakamoto. And Satoshi introduced Bitcoin to people in cryptography community and also those who were involved in coding. So he sent out something called a white paper, and that is basically instruction and like a manual that tells people what Bitcoin is about and how it works. And so the first few people who began to get involved in Bitcoin development and usage are cryptographers, libertarians, and coders. And they were initially drawn by this ideology of the fact that Bitcoin is decentralized currency, which means that banks or governments won't be the ones that control the transactions made by the users. So the backbone of Bitcoin technology is blockchain, and blockchain is like a database of all the transactions made with Bitcoin, and the importance of blockchain is that it makes using Bitcoin faster than most other online payments, and it makes the transactions using Bitcoin more private, and it also has little to no fees using Bitcoin, and it also is more easier to use it when making payments or paying something from one country to another. So it's a better currency in global commerce. So you as of now you might be wondering why is Bitcoin having these many features? Why is it not that widely known, or why is it not widely used by everyone? And the reason for that is because even though Bitcoin industry is growing, for example, banks like Goldman Sachs and companies like Microsoft are investing a lot in Bitcoin right now, but it's not getting much coverage in the media. And the reason for that is because the media is heavily focused on the monetary value of Bitcoin, meaning that whenever Bitcoin's price equivalent to US dollars goes up or down, the media is focused on only reporting that to anyone who reads newspapers or watches the news. And this makes Bitcoin harder to get more, to become more visible to the mainstream audience or the general public. And Bitcoin having only the focus on its value makes it hard to have like a sense that Bitcoin technology is like a reliable technology that everyone can use when the prices are unstable or so as it's reported in the media as that. So my project will focus on how can Bitcoin get the public to become interested in its intrinsic value, and how can it reach like a mainstream adoption. And the way I'm going to do that is by interviewing experts on Bitcoin and cryptography. So those interviews will be filmed and then made into a feature-length documentary / interview video, and I will post that on the website that would briefly explain how Bitcoin works and what is it about. So from this point, I will take any questions. Okay.
What is cryptography?
So cryptography is it's related to online currency, and it's based on mathematical algorithms that utilize something called hash rate, and that's like solving algorithms to generate in Bitcoin's case, more Bitcoin. So that's something called mining, and and cryptography is also the category that blockchain came about. So Bitcoin is basically the first cryptography-based digital currency that is gaining attraction.
Since it started, has Bitcoin stabilized in terms of value, or has it become more or less volatile?
So in terms of its monetary value, Bitcoin had actually, it had ups and downs, and over the past 5 years, there was a big price decrease and increase, and that's mostly because of the companies that use Bitcoin as to start a business or use it as an exchange medium, and that makes Bitcoin sometimes drop in price. Like for example, there was this exchange company called Mt. Gox, and when it was hacked due to the company's failure in security, the prices were dropped heavily, and then later, for past few months, Bitcoin's price has been going up to about $500, and the reason for that is because there are people across the world that are interested in Bitcoin because of its value, and they invest in Bitcoin by something called mining, which means using computers to solve algorithms and generating Bitcoin. So they generate a lot of Bitcoins, and because blockchain has a cap in its amount, that makes Bitcoin's price go higher, but it doesn't it limits the amount of Bitcoin in the world, so that makes its value much higher, and that causes people to invest a lot of Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm going to leave you off with this quotation, and I think this quote is very close to what Bitcoin is in terms of its state or its reception in the media and in the general public. So technology is changing so fast that knowledge about specifics can quickly become obsolete. That's why so much of what technicians learn is on the job. So the technology that this quote indicates is very fitting to what Bitcoin is in terms of current state. So I want to say that even though Bitcoin might seem irrelevant, but as a technology that's quite new and that is not widely known, it's important for everyone to know more about the new technologies because we are the ones that are going to use this technology, and because of the digital age and the changing landscape of our everyday activities, we use more digital stuff, and Bitcoin will inevitably become like an option that we can use to make payments online, and that's why we should pay attention to technology instead of just purchasing them just by its ulterior value or because it's convenience, because learning about technologies actually make us